matters.
Let's get weather geeky this morning.
Make AMHQ your morning show. Weather Channel.
Every Sunday, a new tale of weather legend. American Supernatural Sunday night.
Currently, the temperature is 87 degrees. This afternoon, lots of sunshine. High 85. Winds east-southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, some clouds. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. Low 78. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Will new Twizzlers Mixed Berry Bites ever end their rivalry with new Jolly Rancher filled gummy bites? Not today. Bites, little greatness.
When he first joined the Army, I was very nervous.
We didn't know what they would have him doing. But Bobby always had a plan.
With unmatched training in over 150 careers beyond the battlefield, there are over 150 surprising ways to become Army strong. Talk to your son or daughter about opportunities in the Army.
Great. This is the last thing I need.
Seriously? The last thing you need is some guy giving you a new catalytic converter when all you got is a loose gas cap. Let's take this puppy over to Midas and get you some of that good old Midas touch. Dude, you know what? I'll drive. I really didn't think this through.
Get the Midas Touch maintenance package, including an oil change, for only $24.99. And here's the deal. Use your Midas credit card and get a rebate of $25. Oil, tires, brakes, everything. Trust the Midas Touch.
I typed my name, and Ancestry opened the door to my past. Before my eyes, my family story was revealed. And the further I traveled back, the more I discovered. Let Ancestry guide you through the world's largest online collection of family history records. Discover your story today at Ancestry.com.
You may not be a prepper now, but you will be. Whether the next disaster is man-made or wrought by Mother Nature, you need a plan. WiseFoodStorage.com's emergency gourmet meals are made in the USA, delicious, easy to prepare, just add water, and packaged and proportioned perfectly, eliminating waste and creating a shelf life of up to 25 years.
PCmatic won first place in the Virus Bulletin Rap Test, the most prestigious security competition in the world. PCmatic from the United States outperformed all its foreign competition. This victory is independent, third-party validation that PCmatic is the best at blocking viruses and keeping your computer safe from modern threats like CryptoLocker. At $50 for 5 computers for 1 year, PCmatic is a great value, but PCmatic is much more. PCmatic makes your computers faster and more reliable even after years of use. PCmatic supports Windows XP, keeping it secure and running as good as the day you bought it. PCmatic has a full, no questions asked 30-day money-back guarantee. And PCmatic is supported by Americans whose first language is English. To get top-rated, world-class security that also keeps your computers running great, go to PCmatic.com. That's PCmatic.com.
That's 1-855-522-2835.
7 a.m. on AMHQ.
Let's get you in front of today's weather.
The biggest weather hour anywhere.
What a gorgeous start.
Weekday mornings on the Weather Channel.
Well, we're seeing lots of photos popping up now on Twitter showing storm damage in and around Monroe, Louisiana. And you can even see debris on the road. This is the campus near Louisiana Monroe, and you can see lots of trees down, leaves down. That's what happens in October. The leaves are not off the trees, especially in the deep south.
And look at that power line leaning on a very large tree at that. And we're hearing this is a very similar scene that we're seeing all throughout Monroe. You can see it looks to appear to be a roadway block there. Again, this is coming out of Monroe. Of course, we were tracking that storm and those cells as they moved through, where we had tornado warnings earlier. And look at this one, Bonnie. This one looks certainly much more ominous out there with the tree on top of the car. You have to hope that nobody was in there.
Hopefully not. A very dangerous situation with large, tall trees falling, and that's why we had reports of 38,000 people without power in the Monroe area. And joining us now on the phone is Eric Walker, and he says he actually saw a tornado touch down. Eric, thank you so much for joining us. Can you tell us about what you saw?
Yeah, absolutely. I was coming down North 7th Street in West Monroe, Louisiana, and saw the funnel cloud forming in the sky and come down and start to touch ground a little ways in front of me.
You know, and we haven't had it confirmed whether or not there was a tornado out there, but it did appear on the radar signature. It looked like there was certainly some rotation there. Tell us, what did it sound like? You said you were in the car. You know, did you hear something? You know, any changes out there?
Roaring wind, extremely loud wind. Massive amounts of it.
So you said you were in your car. Did you have a lot of flooding on the roadway as well? I mean, how bad was it out there at the time?
Well, all the trees and power lines started to fall down about the same time that I was coming down the road and saw that funnel cloud up there. But yeah, it was extremely loud.
Yeah, it has been a very dangerous situation there now. What is it like? I don't know, obviously you're inside, but how are conditions at this point there for you?
Pretty difficult. All the roadways are blocked. Everybody's having to find different routes to get around, you know, and all the power's out across town.
Well,
it's really difficult.
And I see that I was told that a light pole fell in front of your car. You know, do you see any injuries out there? I mean, if you're in the car and you see all these trees and the poles coming down, I would imagine possibly some people were injured.
Yeah, most likely. It looks really bad. There's a couple of incidences where, you know, light poles have fallen on people's cars. I really hope there wasn't anybody inside.
Right, but you haven't heard whether or not of any injuries or anything like that?
No, none reported as of now.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Eric. I hope that your plans are to stay inside and stay safe, but this is not a time to venture outdoors. Look at the radar picture now. You can see it's not over yet by any means.
Yeah, by any means, but certainly moving into parts of the Mississippi area with those tornado warnings out there. And for more, we want to turn it over to hurricane specialist Dr. Greg Postel. He is in the lab. And Greg Postel, I'm sure you're following all this. You have a lot to look at today. What do you think about all this?
I got a lot to cover today. That's all I know. But you know what? I do want to talk about Tropical Storm Gonzalo right now. This is an update, guys. Look, it's now 70 miles per hour in the wind speed. It was 65 earlier today. It is strengthening. Probably going to be a hurricane later on today or tonight, moving northwest at about 10 miles per hour. And that means if you live in the British Virgin Islands or have interest there or Puerto Rico, weather conditions are going to get worse. No doubt about that. Looks like we got a little bit of an eye right in there. And if I were to guess, I'm thinking it's moving more toward the northwest, about like that. So that means in Anguilla, your weather's going to get really bad. I think we had some wind gusts over 80 miles per hour in Antigua. So this storm means business, and it may be a hurricane in just a few hours, I think. Here we can time it out and show you where we think it's going to go in relation to some of the Caribbean islands, in particular Puerto Rico. There's where the center of circulation is, probably far enough away from Puerto Rico to give them nothing more than maybe some gusty winds and some showers. The core of it will likely pass to their north, and then from there on toward the north in the Atlantic, well east of the United States. And if you want to know how far east of the United States, here's the cone from the Hurricane Center. Guys, we'll be right back. We'll have much more on the severe weather. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Currently in our area, 86 degrees under mostly cloudy skies with windy conditions. This afternoon, lots of sunshine. High 85. Winds east-southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, some clouds. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. Low 78. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Well, welcome back to Weather Center Live. We are filing a multi-day deadly severe weather threat.
33 million people at risk, 12 states stretching from Texas to the Great Lakes. Take a look at the heartland. Overnight, parts of Kansas slammed with heavy rain and damaging hail.
And winds gusted up to 60 miles per hour here. And tragically, as these storms trudged to the east, one man was killed in Arkansas. You can see some of the damage left behind. This is in Ashdown. Of course, we're waiting for the National Weather Service to go out there and survey that. But this is the latest on this death in the afternoon's increasing tornado threat.
And if that's not all, we're tracking Gonzalo, the tropical storm steadily intensifying, expected to become a hurricane tomorrow.
And the impacts to Puerto Rico. You're watching Weather Center Live on the Weather Channel. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Jennifer Delgado.
And I'm Bonnie Schneider. It's Monday, October 13th. Let's get straight to the latest headlines surrounding this severe weather outbreak. We're hearing damage reports coming in from severe weather as it rolls across the country. Ashdown, Arkansas, one man lost his life in the storm system and 3 others injured after strong storms tore through the Little River area. Now, tornado warnings have been popping up across Arkansas, Louisiana. We're likely to see them in Mississippi, too, as we continue to watch these storms trek to the east. Thousands of people without power. Our latest report had 38,000 without power in Monroe, where we had reports of lots of damage in there. Now, back to Little River County. You're seeing some pictures of the devastation there, where the car flipped over due to the strong winds. The sheriff there says that the reason the man was killed was a tree actually fell on his home, and inside the home, a woman and 2 children have survived, but unfortunately they were injured in this devastating event. It's unclear whether or not it was a tornado, but we are getting reports of possibly that it was. We'll know more when the National Weather Service evaluates. Jen?
All right, thank you, Bonnie. Well, how about a live look out of Leland, Mississippi? And we were just looking here just a couple minutes ago, and it wasn't looking this dark. What we're looking at are some low-hanging clouds, possible shelf cloud. Again, that is actually Leland, Mississippi. So let's talk about the severe weather threat. Yes, we're hearing reports of storm damage coming out of Monroe, but we are not done with this just yet. Look at that. We have tornado watches out there for parts of Texas all the way up towards Missouri, as well as even into Illinois. And now some of these are extended until 9 o'clock, and that includes parts of Tennessee, as well as even into Louisiana. For Texas, it looks like 7 p.m. for you. Well, we have a line of storms moving through. What we're looking at is a squall line. And actually, we're going to have more expert analysis on this with Dr. Greg Postel. And Dr. Postel is going to be talking us a bit more what we're seeing on the radar and what is going to be a threat later on into the day. Over to you.
All kinds of hazards, high winds, hail, and tornadoes along this squall line and actually out ahead of it. Look, it extends all the way from southern Missouri down southward through parts of eastern Texas. There is a problem in here because we've got all kinds of warnings. Severe thunderstorms are those yellow boxes, and then the tornado warnings in the red boxes, really from across many states. And that's going to be the theme all day long. So let's zoom in here and let me show you a couple of these tornado warnings here. We've got a couple here in just getting out of Louisiana and southern Arkansas into Mississippi. So this would be East Carroll Parish. This is a line of thunderstorms, guys. It's not an isolated supercell like we often see in the textbooks where there's one storm and then there's the tornado. Let me show you what it looks like on the high definition radar. There is this very line of storms right just about ready to get into Mississippi here. You tell me if you can look at that and say, aha, there's a tornado. You can't. That's one of the dangers today, is that these will be little spin-ups along the leading edge of that line right in there. Anytime there's like a little curlicue in there, watch out. There may be a spin-up, a brief tornado in there, and I can show you the storm relative velocities to show you exactly the kind of thing we're talking about. Let me zoom in on one of these tornado warnings. Right in here, right? There's a little swirly there. There's one there. There may be one here. brief spin-ups, not incredibly strong, but strong enough to do damage, no doubt about that. So if you live in Fittler or Onward, Cary, Mississippi, watch out. This line of storms that may produce some tornadoes along with it could be moving through very quickly. And we just showed you that video out of Mississippi looking off toward the west. That's what you're gonna see when this thing comes through. Katie, can you show me that video again? This is from Leland, Mississippi, looking from the east toward the west. And I can show you what this squall line looks like as it comes towards you. Can we get that video up? We're gonna try to get this for you because this would be instructive on, there you go. That's what you're gonna see. You're gonna see a whole bunch of dark clouds coming, and we lost that picture, but the idea is you see a bunch of clouds rolling towards you, and you may not get a chance to see a tornado. So take cover if you are under a tornado warning. Here are the locations in Mississippi that will likely be impacted by this line of storms with potentially embedded tornadoes. Let's go back. We got this image. Again, this is looking toward the west in Mississippi, near Leland, Mississippi. That's the squall line coming towards you. It's going to be very difficult to pick out individual spin-ups in there. So again, as I mentioned, if you're under a tornado warning, take shelter. So here we go. Let's move through parts of Arkansas a little bit farther to the north. Coming out of Louisiana, a couple of parishes there, but also some counties in Arkansas and in Mississippi will be under a tornado warning for the next half an hour or so. Regardless of whether or not there's a tornado, there's another hazard here that we got to remind everybody of. That is very strong winds. This line of storms is tapped into a very strong wind aloft that will grab a hold of that wind and bring it down to the surface. So we're going to get some high winds over 60 miles per hour that will do damage to trees, no doubt about it, and maybe some structural damage as well as it moves on off toward the east. Even up in Missouri, look at these counties, Butler and Stoddard County in Missouri, all up and down this line, there'll be tornadoes, warnings, I think all day long. So this is a big hazard, and of course, severe thunderstorm warnings as well. Here's some of those locations in Missouri that will be impacted by this particular storm that potentially could have a tornado with it. Farther up to the north, Missouri, no warnings, but I'll tell you what, there may be some strong winds in here as some of the heavier parts of this squall line move through. Right in there, again, moving off to the east and northeast at about 50 miles per hour. So all up and down the line, it's a big deal. And coming into Memphis, we have a severe thunderstorm warning for Crittenden, Mississippi, and Tipton counties until 1:30 p.m. Memphis, you're about ready to get hammered by some pretty strong winds. And this is the part of the south now that I'm beginning to get a little bit more concerned about. In Mississippi, in Alabama, where we're going to see a lot more moisture come out of the Gulf of Mexico. The atmosphere over here, I think, will be set up for the possibility of more discrete storms with potentially some longer-lived supercells with maybe some longer-lived tornadoes in there. So stay tuned for all the latest, guys. Conditions will be rapidly changing throughout the afternoon. Bonnie, back to you.
Thanks so much, Dr. Postel. You know, we're really watching the storm systems because they're ramping up.
Yeah, that's right. We'll continue our coverage right now.
Let's do a reality check. Kids will be kids. Dogs will be dogs. So let's get some paint that's more than just paint. Made to stand up to this and look beautiful for years. Let's lose the old marks and messes and stop new ones in their tracks. Let's worry-proof our walls. Let's do this. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot.
Bear Premium Plus with Easy Clean Finish starting at $25.97 a gallon.
Don't let a severe cold hold you back.
Sir?
Theraflu starts to get to work in your body in just 5 minutes. Theraflu breaks you free from your worst cold and flu symptoms. Theraflu, serious power.
It's just freaking me out.
If you missed this Sunday night on the Weather Channel,
This is crazy.
you'll never know how twisted weather can be.
Is it real? Yeah, it's real.
Wicked Weather Sundays with strangest weather on Earth and American Supernatural. Every Sunday night at 9, only on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 86 degrees under mostly cloudy skies with windy conditions. This afternoon, lots of sunshine. High 85. Winds east-southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, some clouds. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. Low 78. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Tonight's scheduled programming will not be seen, so we can bring you essential severe weather coverage.
We're going to be with you all night long covering this severe weather threat.
Only on the Weather Channel.
Yeah, I'm married. Does it matter? You do that for me? Really? Yeah, I'd like that.
Who are you talking to?
It's Jake from State Farm. Sounds like a really good deal.
Jake from State Farm at 3 in the morning? Who is this?
It's Jake from State Farm.
What are you wearing, Jake from State Farm?
Khakis?
She sounds hideous.
Well, she's a guy, so...
Another reason more people stay with State Farm. Get to a better state.
Need new tires? Right now at Pep Boys, when you buy 3 select tires, you get the 4th tire free, instantly. Plus, get up to $80 off select Cooper and Hankook tires. Trust the boys to get you there.
It's Monday, a brand new start with CenturyLink's visionary cloud infrastructure and custom communication solutions. Your business is more reliable, secure, and agile. CenturyLink, your link to what's next.
And we are getting reports of storm damage coming from the Walmart in Monroe, Louisiana. Well, we have some photos here that we found on Twitter. It appears to be strong winds toppled over an entire row of shopping carts. You see it there right next to the minivan, and even knocked over some shelves inside the store. Now, you can see right there workers there trying to clean up some of that debris that was left behind. Again, no confirmation whether or not or yet if that was a tornado. Well, on the phone right now, we have Sean Jenkins. Now, she is the manager of the Cracker Barrel, also in Monroe, not very far away from the Walmart. And we're going to get to her in just a moment, but she was there when the storms passed. So hopefully we'll be able to find out what the situation is like on the ground. Right now, we're going to turn it over to Bonnie Schneider for more on these severe storms.
Thanks, Jen. You know, we're tracking these storms because they're likely to impact cities like Nashville. There's a wind advisory right now for Nashville, Tennessee. This is Vanderbilt University. Looks okay, but remember, those storms are going to fire up tonight. Not just for Tennessee, but as we take a look at the timing, boy, millions of Americans impacted by one big system. Hour by hour, minute by minute, we are tracking it here for you on the Weather Channel, and you can see all the way into the overnight period. Places like Lexington, Kentucky, and Birmingham, and even into eastern Tennessee, you'll really want to be on alert. As Dr. Postel was talking about, you know, these spin-ups can happen very quickly, and certainly we can even get rain-wrapped tornadoes, so it would be very difficult to be aware. But that's why we're telling you now, damaging winds and hail possible. And then through Wednesday, we're also looking at the threat extending from Cleveland and all the way to Augusta, Georgia, by Wednesday into Washington, D.C. So this is a multi-day event. So millions of people impacted, and that's why it's important. I mentioned the rain-wrapped tornadoes, the tornado warnings popping up in the overnight hours, and we're getting reports of the damage in Monroe. So this is the beginning. You'll want to have one of these. This is a no-weather radio, and it's battery operated, so if you lose power, it'll still work. Very important, program it to where you are, your county or your parish if you're in Louisiana. Now, overnight, when this is on, an alert will go off if there's a tornado warning. So it'll let you know, wake you up, so you can take cover immediately. Very important to stay safe. This is a dangerous storm system that's going to impact so many people. Jen, and I know you're taking a look at some of the watches in effect right now.
Yeah, watches and warnings out there as well. We start off right now kind of showing you some of the watches, and we have them from areas including parts of Texas, Houston, all the way up towards St. Louis, central Illinois, as well as into western Texas, as well as into parts of Kentucky, should say Tennessee there. And many of those now have been extended until 9 o'clock, and that includes parts of Louisiana, where we've seen a lot of things been firing up lately in the forms of storms up, possibly producing tornadoes. Here it is. Here is our line that we are watching, the squall line. You can still see some tornado warnings out there across parts of Louisiana. And then we look across parts of Missouri in the Boot Hill, not far away from the Cape Girardeau area. There's Cape Girardeau. Here's Poplar Bluff. And there's the line of the storms. And this is until 1:15, so possible rotation there. And that means this is the time for you to take cover. Potentially, we're going to continue to see more of these little spin-ups as we go throughout the morning as well, or should say into the afternoon. Again, Poplar Bluff for you. This is Interstate Interstate 55, and if you can see for yourself, there's Poplar Bluff, and there's Cape Girardeau kind of hiding behind that tornado warning. As we move that ahead and we go down towards the south, there's Jonesboro, that line extending really, we're talking thousands of miles down towards the south. Memphis, heads up for you. Weather situation is about to really go downhill for you, and expect to see a lot of those strong winds working through. Severe thunderstorm warning until 1:30. Now we talk more about these tornado warnings out there. This is for East Carroll as well as into West Carroll. This is for Louisiana, and then once again, right along this cell and into the cell, right along the line, we're looking at possible tornado rotation moving into the area of Mississippi. So you're also going to be looking at that potential for tornadoes around for you as well. Now we add in the area of parishes of West Carroll, which we also mentioned. This is just to the north of Interstate 20. Right now, we'll send it back over to Bonnie.
Thanks, Jen. You know, we're getting the video from this region moment by moment. I want to show you Little River County. The sheriff there reports that, unfortunately, a man lost his life when a tree fell down on a home, leaving a woman and 2 children injured. Now, we're looking at these new pictures of overturned cars from the strength of the wind, and you can see the debris. We had a viewer that we spoke to on the phone who said he heard the sound, the roaring sounds of a potential tornado. The National Weather Service still has to evaluate the debris and the debris pattern to determine whether it was a tornado. Stay with us.
You're watching one of the biggest financial services companies in the country at work.
Hey, thanks for coming over.
How did it come to be?
Yours? Not anymore. It's a very short story. Come on in.
By meeting you more than halfway. It's how Edward Jones makes sense of investing.
I just got charged for my credit score. Again.
You should check out Credit Karma. They're like free.
How?
Ads.
Credit Karma?
Yeah.
Credit Karma. Really free credit score.
Don't let back pain limit your life. I'm Arlene Mandrell, the Mandrell Sisters, and I'd like to share a solution with you.
Get the DDS 500 with no out-of-pocket cost to you with Medicare and other major insurances. The only patented back support that provides adjustable traction. The DDS 500 adjusts to your comfort level and fits discreetly under clothes.
So what are you waiting for? Call Allied Home Medical now. 1-800-230-6099.
Latte or Olay? Cozy or cool? Exactly the way you want it. Until boom, it's bedtime. Your mattress is a battleground of thwarted desire. Enter the Sleep Number bed. Right now, you can save $400 on our most popular bed. He's the softie. His Sleep Number setting is 35. You're the rock at 60. And snoring? Sleep Number's even got an adjustment for that. You can only find Sleep Number at a Sleep Number store. Right now, save $400 on our most popular bed plus 36-month special financing. Hurry, ends Columbus Day. No better sleep with Sleep Number.
What are your neighbors doing?
Oh, are they gyrating?
Yeah?
Yeah. That's the no rain dance. They don't have Xfinity, so bad weather interferes with their satellite service.
It's a no rain dance. Wow.
You should see them on game days.
Looks like fun.
It's not.
Don't settle for outdated satellite. Get reliable TV service rain or shine with Xfinity.
56. Or go to humanabigbook.com. The savings are too big to miss.
Tonight's scheduled programming will not be seen, so we can bring you essential severe weather coverage.
We're going to be with you all night long covering this severe weather threat.
Only on the Weather Channel.
Stay tuned for your Local on the 8, brought to you by Del Monte's yummy new Fruit Burst Squeezers.
What's in a can of Del Monte green beans?
If I was a flower growing wild and free, all I'd want is you to be my sweet honeybee. And if I was a tree growing tall and green, all I'd want is you to shade me and be my leaf.
Grown in America, picked and packed at the peak of ripeness, with no artificial ingredients. Del Monte, bursting with life.
Currently in our area, 87 degrees, under mostly cloudy skies. This afternoon, lots of sunshine. High 85. Winds east-southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, some clouds. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. Low 78. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Warnings popping up across a very widespread area. We're tracking one in Missouri for Butler and Stoddard County, and you can see it's just to the east of Poplar Bluff. Cape Girardeau, take cover because this storm is headed your way, and you can see the movement is to the northeast. That's where we're expecting it. Although Cape Girardeau, you're not under a tornado warning yet. But Poplar Bluff, unfortunately, you're looking at some very damaging winds, possibly with this system. The track takes it across Missouri, heading to the northeast. Now, Jen is tracking tropical weather in the lab. Jen?
Yeah, that's right. Well, at least 6 people are dead after a tropical cyclone slammed into India. You're looking at the results of Hudhud. Well, the storm made landfall yesterday off India's eastern coastline, damaging buildings, homes, and crops. So the cyclone is expected to bring heavy rain to the area over the next 3 days. And speaking of the tropics, well, here's a live look at Puerto Rico. Now, Dr. Postel, you know what? I'm not feeling for the people there right now. It looks fairly quiet, right? But
that's how I'd be preparing for a tropical system.
Yeah,
coming through.
right. You'd be on the computers going over things. But we're looking at Tropical Storm Gonzalez.
Yeah.
And we're looking at that on the map right now. They're not seeing the effects right now across parts of Puerto Rico, but it's not far away, right?
It's not far away, and I think conditions will get worse there in Puerto Rico, no doubt. But the question is, how bad is it going to get there? I'll show you in a second. But right now, let's deal with what we have, what we know. 70-mile-per-hour Tropical Storm Gonzalo. I think it's going to be a hurricane.
And it's picking up over the last hour or so. It was 65 before, right?
Yep.
Okay, so not far away.
Right, you're on the right track there. So this thing is intensifying as it's moving toward the west-northwest. And look at the radar. This is it. You can see before your eyes that it is getting better organized, right?
Right.
We've got the eye. There it is. That's a sign that this thing is getting going. And it's got the circle of big weather right around it, the eye wall. That's where the worst conditions are. Gusts over 80 miles per hour in that.
So Antigua, Barbuda, they're all under this.
Yeah, Antigua had wind gusts over 80 miles per hour earlier. We know that. Anguilla, they're going to get very bad weather. In fact, they're going to get probably the eye wall of this developing system. I think this is going to be a hurricane real soon, guys, looking at that.
And right now, it's moving to the west. Do you expect it to continue to move in that westerly direction or more west-northwest?
That's a great question. I think it's going to curve on off toward the northwest, miss Puerto Rico, the center of it, be far enough away to prevent really bad weather from getting there, but still gusty winds, 20 to 30 miles per hour plus with maybe some showers there. So be prepared for that.
Right. You know, the people in Puerto Rico, they're thinking, oh, we could use a little bit of rain, but they're not going to get that much out of it.
They might get some. They might get some. It's hard to know exactly how much, but pretty much the bulk of it's going to be heading north in the Atlantic and avoiding the United States mainland. That's good news. There it goes, but it's going to be real strong. Maybe Bermuda in its sight. Stay tuned for that.
Some questions, though, for Bermuda.
That's a long way out.
They're just recovering from Faye and then Gonzalo.
It's a long way out, but stay tuned. A lot of uncertainty still to sort out.
All right. Well, we are covering Tropical Storm Gonzalo like only the Weather Channel can. Reynolds Wolf is in Puerto Rico to give us minute-by-minute analysis of the storm. Well, that coverage starts tomorrow morning right here on the Weather Channel. Bonnie, we both know nothing makes Reynolds happier than getting a little tropical storm coverage out there.
Absolutely. He's the first one out the door, and we're lucky to have him. Well, you know, Hurricane Faye caught thousands by surprise when it slammed into Bermuda over the weekend. It took only 48 hours. As Kim Cunningham shows us, the small island was hit with heavy rain, flooding, and thousands lost power.
The howling winds Sunday morning marked the arrival of the strongest storm to hit Bermuda in a few years. Hurricane Faye brought with it plenty of heavy rain, which flooded part of the island. Wind gusts also topped 80 miles an hour, knocking down trees and power lines. At one point, nearly 30,000 were left without power.
Tropical Storm Faye.
Faye first developed Friday. It took only a day to become a tropical storm. Then by Sunday afternoon, it was already a hurricane. The Weather Channel's Senior Vice President of the Global Forecast Center, Dr. Peter Neely, was in Bermuda on vacation. We spoke to him Sunday morning.
I think this storm really caught the island off guard here right around dawn this morning. The winds really were picking up and were staying pretty close to hurricane strength, and I'm pretty sure it got quite a bit above hurricane strength here.
Neely says islanders were surprised to see the storm cause so much damage. Bermuda has been in the path of many storms, one of the strongest being Hurricane Fabian in 2003. That storm hit with winds estimated up to 120 miles an hour.
Lots of concrete roofs have been blown away. A lot of the buildings here in Bermuda use concrete roofs to catch rainwater to use as fresh water. And a lot of these have just been blown off, and the pieces of concrete have broken out windows and whatnot.
You know, some people have told me reverse mortgages sound too good to be true. I mean, you get cash out of your home, no monthly payments, and still own your home. There's got to be a catch, right, Jesse? Well, there isn't. It's like any other mortgage, only with a reverse mortgage, the loan's paid back when the last borrower leaves the home. In fact, reverse mortgages are based on a notion that President Reagan signed into law over 25 years ago in order to help seniors remain in their homes. If you're 62 or older and own your own home, you may qualify for a government-insured reverse mortgage with AAG that allows you to turn the equity in your home into tax-free cash. And with AAG, there are never any income or credit score requirements.
Call 1-800-661-0312 now to receive a new free information kit, including a reverse mortgage guide and DVD, personal stories from people like you, and a brand new family guide for children and loved ones, all absolutely free with no obligation.
AAG can help you pay off credit card debt, eliminate monthly mortgage payments, and provide some real retirement security.
Call 1-800-661-0312 today to get your free AAG reverse mortgage information kit and bonus DVD.
In the kits, you'll receive a helpful 3-part guide. The first will show you how a government-insured reverse mortgage allows you to access the equity in your home as tax-free cash. 500,000 people have already done it. The second booklet contains stories told by people just like you who've had their lives changed forever using a reverse mortgage. And the third guide is full of helpful answers and information for children and loved ones.
Call 1-800-661-0312 now to receive your information kit and DVD, all absolutely free.
There's simply an effective way for folks just like you to get the cash you need to enjoy your retirement.
Call 1-800-661-0312 now to receive your information kit and DVD, all absolutely free. Call 1-800-661-0312 now.
AAG, the best advice for a better life.
Approaching Medicare eligibility? Don't put off checking out your Medicare options until 65. Now is a good time to get the ball rolling. Medicare only covers about 80% of Part B medical costs. The rest is up to you. That's where AARP Medicare Supplement Insurance Plans, insured by United Healthcare Insurance Company, come in. Like all standardized Medicare supplement insurance plans, they could help save you in out-of-pocket medical costs. Taking informed steps really makes a difference later. That's what it means to go long. Call now and request this free decision guide and explore the range of AARP Medicare supplement plans. All plans like these let you choose any doctor or hospital that accepts Medicare patients. These are the only Medicare supplement insurance plans endorsed by AARP. Call now and request your free decision guide and start gathering the information you need to help you go long.
7 a.m. on AMHQ.
Let's get you in front of today's weather.
The biggest weather hour anywhere.
What a gorgeous start.
Weekday mornings on the Weather Channel.
Every Sunday, a new tale of weather legend. American Supernatural, Sunday nights at 10 on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 87 degrees. Under mostly cloudy skies. This afternoon, lots of sunshine. High 85. Winds east-southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, some clouds. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. Low 78. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Monday night this fall.
What is it that produces these things?
The Weather Channel unlocks the secrets of the Earth. An all-new season starts next Monday night at 9 on the Weather Channel.
Well, welcome back to Weather Center Live. I'm Jennifer Delgado, and it's also Columbus Day, and I don't think he planned for all this severe weather out here.
No, definitely a rough one. I'm Bonnie Schneider. You know, today, over 33 million people are at risk for severe weather.
Yeah, a strong line of storms ripping across the country, and the system already has proved deadly this morning. And we are looking live at Leland, Mississippi, and we've seen that earlier today. We're looking at live radar throughout parts of the south central region, and it's going to continue to light up.
And we've seen, you know, the tornado warnings that have worked their way from Louisiana to Mississippi. And here's Leland looking further to the west, I believe, and you can see that the rain is coming down and such a danger today because look at the roads. I mean, people are trying to get around, and we've had reports of people that were on the roads and all of a sudden the traffic lights aren't working.
Yeah, and the power lines go down on top of their cars. So certainly a dangerous situation out there. That is US 82. If you're on the roadways, take cover. But luckily right now we have Dr. Greg Postel in the house, and he's going to talk more about the severe weather.
Guys, it's lining up as expected, I think, all the way from parts of maybe Illinois down through Missouri, Arkansas, Mississippi, down to the Gulf Coast. This is a long line of storms that inside of it has severe thunderstorms and some tornado warnings as well. Look at this. This is it right here all the way through. Now we're going to go one by one. Let's start from south to north across parts of western Mississippi here, where we've got a couple of tornado warnings. First tornado warning we're going to talk about for Issaquena and Sharkey counties in Missouri until 2:15 p.m. Central Time, including the cities of Anguilla, Cary, and Rolling Fork. This is now a line of thunderstorms that has moved a long way and brought with it lots of high wind reports, and at times it's triggered some tornado warnings with it. So let me show you this line and what it looks like, and what the big challenge for today is, I think, going to be in detecting where those tornadoes are going to be and how you can see them, if you can, in advance. Here is the squall line right there, line of thunderstorms. There are wiggles along the leading edge of it. There are not individual storms right in there that are clearly visible. But the problem is that when you zoom in on here, for example, inside of this tornado warning, what you've got embedded inside of that line is areas where there is some enhanced rotation. There may indeed be a tornado in there where you have the motion in the radar going toward the radar in green, away from the radar in red. So there's a pretty tight circulation there just to the south of Rolling Fork. Everything is moving off toward the northeast really fast at about 40+ miles per hour. So then you can go up farther to the north and look at some of these other ones right in here. Again, we have a tornado warning out for 145 for these counties and these cities. Again, Greenville, Hollandale, and Leland, Mississippi. Watch out. This is a line of storms, again, that's got, aside from the tornadoes, it's got strong winds, heavy rain, possibly some small hail, and of course it has that attendant tornado threat. And here's some of the locations that will be impacted by this line over the next, say, 45 minutes or so. So it's going to continue on its way across Missouri. I don't think it's going to weaken as it does. In fact, it may intensify in places. Look at this. Up in Missouri, just to the east-northeast of Poplar Bluff, Missouri, we have a tornado warning out for Stoddard County, including the cities of Duck Creek, Dudley, and New Lisbon until 1:45. But on this picture, let me show you, there's a bow echo right in here. That means that regardless of whether or not there's a tornado warning, that shape, that backward C shape that Dr. Forbes always talks about and warns us so effectively, there are very likely some strong winds inside of that, regardless, again, of whether or not there's a tornado in there. Watch out, Dexter, for some very strong winds, likely over 60 miles per hour inside of this nasty little bow echo in that long squall line. Farther to the north now, just to the east of St. Louis, we have a tornado warning. This is now in Illinois, Madison and St. Clair counties until 1:45 p.m. Central Time. So look at this. Again, this is going to be hard to spot. There's a little curlicue in there. You see that? That is a bow echo that inside of it is likely producing some very high winds just to the southeast of Belleville. And there along the leading edge of that, there may be some little curlicues, little spin-ups, one right there. So the National Weather Service offices today, up and down the south and the middle third of the country, will be busy tracking these things, and they will pop up quickly, guys. So take cover. If you get a warning, you may not have time to prepare. So, for example, if you live in these locations, a tornado may be with this storm. May not last forever, but you don't know exactly where or when it's going to move through. So again, take these warnings very seriously all day long. And of course, the severe thunderstorm warnings, you can't forget about those, because oftentimes severe thunderstorms can produce big damage with high winds and hail as well. This severe thunderstorm warning in parts of Tennessee, just moving out of Arkansas, is getting into some of these counties. Will be there until 2 o'clock Central Time. Let's look now just north of Memphis, Tennessee. You can actually see a gust front right here. See that little green shade right there, that little line of green? That's an outflow. That means some strong winds has already moved out away from that line. So Memphis, big winds are moving through. And we'll also get some heavy rain and a lot of lightning, I'm sure, with that. So those are some hazards we're going to have to contend with for several more hours. Farther to the south in Louisiana, we got a whole bunch of warnings here, guys. These storms will be producing perhaps gusty winds up to 60 miles per hour in Allen and Evangeline parishes. And then, you know what? Let's look a little farther to the east, because this area also concerns me. If you look over here in Mississippi and Alabama, we have air that is getting more and more unstable with each passing hour. Thunderstorms are beginning to pop up. The atmosphere aloft, I think, is set up for some of these to remain isolated for a while, get stronger, and perhaps produce some tornadoes. So let's move on and show you the culprit. Look at this water vapor imagery that shows you the motions out in the atmosphere real well. Look at this bowling ball of a circulation. My goodness, this is a powerful upper level low that is moving through, uncorking the atmosphere out ahead of it, creating the lift for those thunderstorms to get going, and supporting that squall line the whole way. So that squall line is going to run into an air mass that's getting more moist, more unstable near the ground. The dew points are coming up. The buoyant energy that's available out here is increasing. And there's the leading edge of that squall line, guys. It's coming, and it's got all that jet stream support with it. So watch out, Mississippi and Alabama, and even western Georgia, as a powerful upper level jet stream moves through and increases the severe weather threat there. Guys, back to you.
Thank you so much. You know, we're getting reports for those that are traveling. It is Columbus Day that we have airport delays that we want to let you know about in Dallas, Chicago, Houston as well, and Philadelphia. So if you're traveling, call ahead. This is such a widespread area, Jen, that we're likely to see so many impacted. Yeah, absolutely. And now we're showing you video out of Arkansas. And this is where the sheriff of the Little River County says a tree fell down on the home, killing a man inside, leaving a woman and 2 children injured. It's unclear whether or not it was a tornado. The National Weather Service is investigating. But you can see the video there. Cars slipped around. Certainly, there were some strong winds that moved through. Well, storms this morning hit the Dallas metro area early on. It seems like they always keep getting hit early in the morning. That's true. And Mike Seidel gives us a look at the storm's impact there.
The squall line rolled through the Dallas-Fort Worth area between 1 and 3 a.m. this morning, and it wasn't that bad, certainly compared to 10 days ago when they had damage all over the place and over 200,000 customers without power. At the peak this morning, 25,000 customers lost their power. Peak wind gust between 60 and 70 miles an hour in a few locations. In fact, the only damage reports were out in Denton on the north side of the Metroplex, with 1 tree reported down and several power poles, and certainly that'll knock out the power. What we got was the rainfall. We needed that badly. 1 to 2 inch rainfalls. In fact, at DFW, where the winds peaked at only 41 miles an hour, they had almost an inch of rainfall in an area that's under extreme to exceptional drought. Now the drier, cooler air is coming in. It's going to be a breezy afternoon. Temperatures won't get to 70. Next couple of days, very nice for mid-October. Highs in the 70s and lows in the 50s. Back to you.
All right, Mike Seidel in Dallas. Now we want to tell you more about tornado warnings out there. Confirmed one near the St. Louis metro area just across the water. You can see right along 55 and 64. We have a tornado warning until 1:45. The cities include Belleville and O'Fallon. This is reportedly a confirmed tornado near Shiloh, Illinois. That's just to the south of O'Fallon if you're aware of the area. Of course, we'll continue to follow there. There's Shiloh right north of Belleville.
Currently in our area, 86 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. this afternoon. Lots of sunshine. High 85. Winds east-southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, some clouds. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. Low 78. Here's our 7-day outlook.
This is our new turkey cranberry flatbread before we craft it into a sandwich. The amazingly tender roasted turkey, always raised without antibiotics. The zesty cranberry mostarda. The freshly baked flatbread. But here's what you don't always see. The care and attention that goes into it. Because what matters most is the simple, delicious ingredients that make up the whole delicious meal made just for you. And this is our turkey cranberry flatbread sandwich paired perfectly with our autumn squash soup. Only at Panera Bread.
Cool down with an iced coffee from Panera Bread.
It's Monday, a brand new start. Your chance to rise and shine. With CenturyLink as your trusted technology partner, you can do just that. With our visionary cloud infrastructure, global broadband network, and custom communication solutions, your business is more reliable, secure, agile, and with responsive, dedicated support, we help you shine every day of the week. CenturyLink, your link to what's next.
Rich, chewy caramel, rolled up in smooth milk chocolate.
All aboard.
Rolo, get your smooth on.
Hands were made for talking. Feet, tiptoeing. Better things than the pain, stiffness, and joint damage of moderate to severe rheumatoid arthritis. Before you and your rheumatologist decide on a biologic, ask if Xeljanz is right for you. Xeljanz tofacitinib is a small pill, not an injection or infusion, for adults with moderate to severe RA for whom methotrexate did not work well. Xeljanz can relieve RA symptoms and help stop further joint damage. Xeljanz can lower your ability to fight infections, including tuberculosis. Serious, sometimes fatal infections and cancers have happened in patients taking Xeljanz. Don't start Xeljanz if you have any infection, unless okay with your doctor. Tears in the stomach or intestines, low blood cell counts, and higher liver tests and cholesterol levels have happened. Your doctor should perform blood tests before you start and while taking Xeljanz, and routinely check certain liver tests. Tell your doctor if you have been to a region where fungal infections are common, and if you have had TB, hepatitis B or C, or are prone to infections. Tell your doctor about all the medicines you take. 1 pill, twice daily. Xeljanz can reduce RA pain and help stop further joint damage, even without methotrexate. Ask about Xeljanz.
Let's do a reality check. Kids will be kids. Dogs will be dogs. So let's get some paint that's more than just paint. Made to stand up to this and look beautiful for years. Let's lose the old marks and messes and stop new ones in their tracks. Let's worry-proof our walls. Let's do this. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot.
Bear Premium Plus with Easy Clean Finish starting at $25.97 a gallon.
When he first joined the Army, I was very nervous.
We didn't know what they would have him doing. But Bobby always had a plan.
With unmatched training in over 150 careers beyond the battlefield, there are over 150 surprising ways to become Army strong. Talk to your son or daughter about opportunities in the Army.
Need new tires? Right now at Pep Boys, when you buy 3 select tires, you get the 4th tire free, instantly. Plus, get 6 months special financing on purchases of $199 or more. Trust the boys to get you there.
Awesome! I've been Claritin Clear for 8 days.
At the first sign of your allergies, doctors recommend taking 1 Claritin every day of your allergy season for continuous relief.
21 days. 14 days of continuous relief.
Live Claritin Clear every day.
Get up to 20% off and 1,000 rewards points at bestwestern.com with a swipe, a tap, or a click. Get up to 20% off and enjoy breakfast, free high-speed internet, and 1,000 rewards points. Only at bestwestern.com.
Well, time now to check in on the severe October outbreak. And here's a look, or here is a look at what we're looking at right now. Some of the tornado watches out there. And we have them from St. Louis all the way down towards parts of Texas. We're talking in the Houston area. And these are actually going to be in effect until 7 o'clock. Some of them for areas like Mississippi as well as into Tennessee in effect until 9 o'clock tonight. And for New Orleans now until 10 o'clock. So that is just into us. And right now we want to turn it over to Dr. Greg Postel, and he's going to talk more about what's happening on the radar. And it is just really just blowing up out there with tornadoes popping up.
It's all happening real fast. And right now we have a tornado warning just east of St. Louis in western Illinois. Let's look at the graph or the radar, and I can show you exactly where this tornado warning is. There it is, that red box right in there inside of a line of thunderstorms that's got a lot of rain. And I imagine the visibility is not real good inside of there. Those red boxes. Tornado warnings for Madison and St. Clair County in Illinois until 1:45. And then Madison, the warning has been extended until 2:15 for the cities of Collinsville, Highland, and Jarvis. Take shelter now. This storm has had a history of producing a tornado. And we can show you on the high-def radar as this line of storms move northeastward right through here near Smithton and getting through Belleville and Shiloh. Now, I'm going to move over here. Now, this is the reflectivity showing you know what? It's hard to identify a clear swirl in that, but if you look inside of the storm, there you can see it. You see that little tight couplet between the greens and the reds coming right in there. There it is, moving very fast, almost from south to north. There was the tornado right about there and moving through Shiloh, and then it's essentially weakened now. So I'm not sure there's a tornado there yet, but it could regenerate. We have to watch out for this possibility of along this line, things spinning up, spinning down, and spinning up quickly again. So if you live in these cities, be prepared for the possibility of a tornadic storm moving through. Take cover now. Again, this one has had a history of producing a tornado. Guys, back to you.
Thanks so much. Well, we are tracking what's happening in Arkansas. We're going to go now to Mike Bettis. He's in Little Rock. Mike, can you tell us what the storms are doing out there and what the situation is like in Little Rock?
Well, here in Little Rock, the good news, Bonnie, is that things are improving pretty quickly here. If you look back to the west, boy, is that a sight for sore eyes or what? We've got lighter skies over there, even a little bit of blue. So I'm hopeful we may actually get a little bit of sunshine in here later today because of the storms that we've had. They even canceled the Arkansas State Fair until 4 o'clock this evening. So if you were headed there, you were out of luck. But this evening, I think you'll be in a lot better shape. Of course, the weather's a lot better than it was just a few hours ago. But man, it really lit us up here in Little Rock. The skies got incredibly dark. The rain came down in bucketfuls here, and we also had some pretty gusty winds, anywhere from, I'd say, 30 to 40 miles per hour. It produced about almost 9/10 of an inch of rain here in Little Rock. Some other locations that picked up a little bit more than that. Some spots in Arkansas as much as 2+ inches of rain. And then, of course, we had some very destructive storms that happened for us over in southwest part of the state, where we had the trees down, a man killed there in Ashdown, Arkansas, and a couple of people injured, taken to the hospital for their injuries. The National Weather Service will be conducting a storm survey there to figure out if that was indeed a tornado that touched down there. But as Dr. Postel had been mentioning, some of these tornadoes will spin down very, very quickly in these squall lines. They could be rain wrapped. You'll have very little warning that they happen because they literally do a touch and go almost. They just touch down, they lift right away, and they've done their damage. But just keep on the lookout for these storms now as they go eastbound. Looks like things will be improving pretty dramatically here, Jen and Bonnie, through the evening in a place like Little Rock. Speaking with the Little Rock police a few moments ago, saying no major issues around the metro today, and that's good news.
That is good news. Mike, thanks so much for joining us. Stay safe out there. You know, we are monitoring this huge weather threat. It may be improving in Arkansas, but other places not so much.
Yeah, going downhill. But Mike Bettis, at least we're starting to see the sky improving there. But the problem is we still have tornado warnings.
That's right. Stay with us. We'll be live through the night to keep you up to date.
This is Phyllis. Phyllis is headed to a science conference, so she's not thinking about tires right now. But if she were, all she'd need to know is TireRack.com. She could view the complete selection of Continental tires at TireRack.com. Then she'd have the confidence to drive safely in any weather. But Phyllis isn't thinking about tires. Phyllis is thinking, well, I'm not really sure, but it's probably important. TireRack.com. Find, deliver, install.
This is a pip.
It's part of a Hershey's bar.
We break it.
We bite it.
We sneak it.
We smush it. We savor it.
We love it.
Hershey's is mine. Yours.
Our chocolate.
Sunday nights.
When the wind blows.
The Weather Channel unravels nature's darkest secrets.
I saw something. I don't know how to explain it.
Every Sunday.
It's a story that's got a life of its own.
A new tale of weather legend.
It may have just looked like a storm, but they were dealing with something far worse.
American Supernatural. Sunday nights at 10 on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 86 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. This afternoon, lots of sunshine. High 85. Winds east-southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, some clouds. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. Low 78. Here's our 7-day outlook.
You pay your auto insurance premium every month on the dot. You're like the poster child for paying on time. And then one day, you tap the bumper of a station wagon. No big deal until your insurance company jacks up your rates. You freak out. What good is having insurance if you get punished for using it? Hey, insurance companies, newsflash. Nobody's perfect.
For drivers with accident forgiveness, Liberty Mutual won't raise your rates due to your first accident. See car insurance in a whole new light. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Oh, no.
Who are you?
Daddy, this is Blair. He booked this room with Priceline Express deals and saved a ton.
I got everything I wanted. I always do. You seem nice. Gorilla Glue. Of course.
Water activated, original Gorilla Glue expands into the materials to form an incredibly strong bond for the toughest jobs on planet Earth.
Here at High Acres, we always say life is better on the farm. And that's because we love what we do, which is growing the best tasting fruit available. After months of nurturing, our orchards are bursting with crispy, delicious apples. And we can't wait for you to taste them. That's why we work with Walmart. They help us deliver some of the freshest apples available, backed by their 100% money-back guarantee.
Picked by farmers, guaranteed by us.
Here's a new trick for the same old dinner. Try Unsloppy Joe's. Yes. Pillsbury Grand's Biscuits.
Make dinner pop.
Making jackets that are built to perform anywhere is hard work. And at LL Bean, we take our job very seriously.
The world you've been waiting for is here. Come and live it. Amazing memories are within reach at a Universal Orlando Resort Hotel. Universal Orlando Resort. Vacation like you mean it.
Watching the NFL on Xfinity from Comcast is like having the best seat in the house on game day. Because NFL Red Zone gives you a front row seat to the biggest plays around the league, including every touchdown from every game Sunday afternoons, live, all on one channel. Get NFL Red Zone from NFL Network when you add the sports entertainment package for just $4.99 more a month for 12 months. Xfinity. your home for the most live sports. Visit Comcast.com/NFL today.
Something, what would I do without you? Every day. Zulily.com. Something special every day.
Tonight's scheduled programming will not be seen, so we can bring you essential severe weather coverage.
We're going to be with you all night long covering this severe weather threat.
Only on the Weather Channel.
And we are seeing a lot of photos on Twitter showing storm damage in and around Monroe, Louisiana. We are tracking those storms on the radar as they move through the area. Now you're seeing, look at that, Bonnie, a power line on a tree.
It's not surprising that we have reports of over 38,000 people in the Monroe area without power. I mean, when you see pictures like this.
Yeah, you can see there. And then another tree blocking a roadway. Again, this is also out of Monroe, Louisiana, where the storms came through. Now things have quieted down, but we are certainly not done with that tornado threat.
No, those storms are moving into Mississippi at this hour. Another place, unfortunately, that saw devastation is Arkansas, and this video is new for us of the Ashdown, Arkansas area. Look at that car completely overturned. That's some strong wind that did that, and unfortunately, we have a death to report. What happened was in Little River County, according to the sheriff, a tree fell down on the home, and there was a man inside as well as a woman and 2 children. Now, the man was killed. The woman and 2 children were hurt. It's unclear whether it was a tornado. The National Weather Service is investigating.
Right, absolutely. They have to go out there, but you can see right there, it certainly kind of alludes to potential tornado damage out there. Well, for more, we want to bring in our expert.
That's right. We're going to go now to hurricane specialist Dr. Greg Postel, who's in the lab. And Greg, I know you're tracking this plus the tropics.
Yeah, there's a lot to go today. And, you know, we have a tropical storm that's on the verge of becoming a hurricane. This is Tropical Storm Gonzalo, and I think later on today it's going to be a hurricane based on the data that I've seen. There's hurricane hunters are in there now, and I think they're going to find this to be worthy of the hurricane status, if not in the next hour, maybe in the next few hours. There we go, 70 miles per hour in the wind speed. Only needs 5 more miles per hour for that to become a hurricane. But look at it on this satellite picture. My goodness, it's already got a really, really solid core of thunderstorms right in the middle of it where the lowest pressures are likely. So that is a sign that when you have those thunderstorms right over the lowest pressures, that this thing is poised to strengthen, and I think it will do just that. And I can show you a radar. This is really cool because you can actually see an eye in this and an eye wall. Watch out, Anguilla, because you are about to get hit with a pretty bad part of this storm. There's the eye. That's where the center of circulation is, and right around that, that's the eye wall where the really bad weather is. The worst of all the weather in this thing is right in there. And I think there are going to be wind gusts over 90 miles per hour in that. We already had wind gusts over 80 miles per hour at Antigua, and it looks more impressive now than it did then. The other point I want to make on this radar is look at the motion of this thing. It's already kind of northwest, maybe just slightly, I would call it northwest. That means British Islands, you're going to get hit by this thing, but probably not. The worst of it might slide off toward the north. That also means if you live in Puerto Rico, the worst will likely slide onto your north as well. Doesn't mean you're not going to get anything, but you'll probably get some gusty winds and some showers tomorrow morning. But then it's going to clear out, I think, fairly quickly as the core of the storm stays off to your north. And there it goes. And by then, by Wednesday morning, look at the motion. You can sort of estimate that, okay, I know where this thing is going out to sea. The United States is going to be a long way from Gonzalo. So let's have a look at the cone from the Hurricane Center, and they've done a great job with this one. All along, it's been pretty clear, I think, from the models that this thing is not going to really impact the mainland U.S., brushing the Caribbean, but also strengthening on its way northward. Look at some of these numbers. 105, that's a Cat 2, maybe stronger than that. We don't really know exactly how strong it's going to get, but also notice who's in the cone. Bermuda. They just got hit yesterday by Tropical Storm Faye. I was covering that, and they got hammered pretty good with wind gusts over 80 miles per hour. And looking at this, you might think it's a possibility that they're going to go through something like this again, you know, by Saturday. So stay tuned for all that. We'll have all the details on the tropics coming up throughout the afternoon. Guys, back to you.
All right, thank you, Dr. Postel. Mentioned Puerto Rico's in the crosshair of Tropical Storm Gonzalo. Could become a hurricane later on.
Our Reynolds Wolf will be there on the ground. He's going to give us minute-by-minute coverage starting tomorrow morning.
Yeah, nothing makes them happier than to be in a tropical storm. Well, there's much more on Weather Center Live. Of course, we continue tracking the tornado outbreak across the month of October. Alex Wilson, Dave Schwartz pick things up.
Have a great afternoon.
Currently in our area, 86 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. This afternoon, lots of sunshine. High 85. Winds east-southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, some clouds. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. Low 78. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Two major weather threats and tens of millions of Americans in the path of both. A big storm system is pushing east while a strong tropical system is headed toward Puerto Rico. We're following both with extended live coverage. From the Weather Channel headquarters in Atlanta, you're watching Weather Center Live.
Unfortunately, one person already killed in the storm system that's taking days to push itself from the plains to the eastern seaboard. Thank you so much for tuning in to Weather Center Live. I'm Alex Wilson.
And I'm Dave Schwartz. Good to see you. Well, the Weather Channel is staying on all night tonight to track the October severe outbreak. Here are a few of the bigger cities being impacted by storms right now. We're talking about St. Louis, and there may have been a tornado just to the northeast of town within the last hour. Nashville, Tennessee, where it's windy and warm. New Orleans, where the winds are gusting over 30 miles an hour, to name just a few.
And North Little Rock, Arkansas, also seeing quite a bit of stormy weather out there today.
Our Mike Bettis shows us what it was like to be out there this morning.
Well, the state of Arkansas hit hard by storms morning, afternoon, and now through the night. Those storms shift their way eastbound. Here in Little Rock, the skies are beginning to clear, and it won't be long before we see much improved weather here in this part of the country. One thing that we have seen, though, in Arkansas is a very hard hit, especially in the western part of the state. A lot of trees down, a lot of power poles down, and unfortunately, we have had some injuries and a fatality. This is in the town of Ashdown, where a tree fell on a home, killed an occupant there, and then also sent at least 3 people to the hospital with injuries. Possible tornado is what may have caused some of the damage that we saw there. Trees that were down, homes that were destroyed, cars that were flipped over. Some of the more significant damage may actually occur within some of these brief tornadoes that'll spin up on this squall line. Not unheard of to get tornadoes that touch down literally for just seconds, but if hit in just the right spot, they do their damage and then they dissipate very, very quickly. So throughout the rest of the evening, tornadoes, squall line, wind damage, heavy rain threat, and a flood threat. And don't forget, we could actually see a little bit of clouded ground lightning with some of these storms as well. And then the flooding threat with some of that heavy rain in some of the low-lying areas, especially in urban areas or areas that are prone to flood, could see high water arising there. Creeks and streams could come bank full, but river flooding not nearly as big of an issue as urban street flooding may be. So for a place like Little Rock, conditions will be improving, and it looks like as we go through the rest of the week, very nice conditions, especially across the southern plains. That's the latest here from Little Rock, Arkansas. I'm meteorologist Mike Bettis. Dave and Alex, we'll send it back to you.
Thank you so much, Mike. And we've got other crews out in the field that we'll be checking in with throughout the show as well.
And storm specialist Dr. Greg Postel joins us now. He is live in the lab.
Dave and Alex, thank you very much. Very busy day. Long line of thunderstorms. Inside of that, we've got severe thunderstorm warnings and tornado warnings all the way from parts of southern Illinois through Missouri all the way down to Mississippi. Look at this line of storms. My goodness, guys. Don't be lulled into the fact that we've got a line, there can't be any tornadoes in there. There are tornadic storms embedded inside of that line that are moving fast, hard to see. Watch out. Be very careful. Here's one, for example. This is in parts of Illinois, Madison County, Illinois. This is a tornado warning for a storm that has had a history of producing damage near Freeburg, Illinois. This tornado warning is in effect until 2:15 p.m. Central Time. Let me go to the H definition radar, the high definition radar, to show you the problem and the danger that's hiding inside inside of these squall lines. What we've got here is a line of thunderstorms. This is about 1 hour ago. And tell me if you can look at that reflectivity and say, aha, this is a classic tornado signature. You can't. You have to look inside of it. And let me do that and show you what we've got. This, again, an hour ago. Look at the storm relative velocity. Right down in here, there was a circulation. Now, I'm going to step through this. This is the storm that went very close to Shiloh, Illinois. Look at that thing pick up in intensity right there, guys. And there is a strong circulation. It was likely a tornado, confirmed by a bunch of other things. One, namely, the correlation coefficient, which I'll show you in a second, indicates that there is some non-meteorological targets that this particular system was bringing with it. It was carrying likely some debris. This is called a debris ball. Dr. Forbes and Cantori talk about this all the time. There are non-meteorological targets that the radar is hitting, irregularly shaped pieces of whatever debris, and there it is, and you can see that. But if you looked at just the reflectivity, you'd be like, I don't know what I see in there. Maybe there's a debris ball there, but the idea is that these storms will be hard to track and moving fast and dissipating very quickly. There it goes. It moved through Shiloh, and one last picture. There's the reflectivity as it did. Guys, this was a tornado. That tornado warning has been extended off to the north for the possibility of it regenerating another circulation like that. Here we go. There are those times that will, those cities and at those times will be impacted by this storm. Watch out, Staunton, Mount Olive, Litchfield. Watch out for this storm that has had a history of producing a tornado that will be moving through your area. And my goodness, here's another one in parts of Missouri for Bollinger and Cape Girardeau until 2:15 p.m. Like all the other ones we've seen, guys, there may be tornadoes hiding inside of them. Take cover now. Conditions will change very rapidly. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Postel. You know, we are starting to get a lot of video and pictures in from the storm hit areas. Arkansas and Louisiana are reporting the most damage so far today.
Let's go to Ashdown in southwestern Arkansas. Little River County Sheriff says a tree fell down on a home, killing a man inside and leaving a woman and 2 children hurt. Unclear at this point if it was a tornado or not. The National Weather Service is investigating.
You know, we're getting more pictures from the same area, Little River County, Arkansas, where you can see a ton of damage, lots of debris strewn about. Heavy wind even managed to tip over a John Deere tractor at someone's farm. And if you know anything about these, you know they are not light.
I did not know that, but they're heavy.
They're not. I've seen them.
Quite a wind,
it must have.
Well, take a look at this parking lot in West Monroe, Louisiana. This woman picked the wrong time to go shopping. Water is higher than her ankles, and it looks like she's having to go after that cart, too.
Yeah.
A lot of carts thrown around in that parking lot, I understand.
Not what you want that parking lot to look at. Here's the thunderstorm forecast. Want to look towards tomorrow because we're not done by any means. We've got to watch for storms once again. In the Atlanta metro area, it's going to be 5 a.m. until 3 p.m. that brings your best chance for storms. Damaging winds, flash flooding, and isolated tornadoes. Torcon is 3 out of 10, meaning a 30% chance of a tornado within 50 miles.
And then the threat area moves eastward. Cleveland, Charleston, West Virginia, and South Carolina. Asheville, Augusta down into northern Florida, east of Atlanta, and then on Wednesday the threat moves into the mid-Atlantic states. So this is going to be a long-lived severe weather outbreak.
It is, and our mission is to keep you ahead of any life-threatening storm. We call it Weather Ready.
Here's some advice to help in a tornado warning. If you're in a home with a basement, avoid windows, get into the basement under some kind of sturdy protection, or cover yourself with a sleeping bag.
Don't let a severe cold hold you back.
Sir?
Theraflu starts to get to work in your body in just 5 minutes. Theraflu breaks you free from your worst cold and flu symptoms. Theraflu, serious power.
Don't let back pain limit your life. I'm Arlene Mandrell, the Mandrell Sisters, and I'd like to share a solution with you.
Get the DDS 500 with no out-of-pocket cost to you with Medicare and other major insurances. The only patented back support that provides adjustable traction, the DDS 500 adjusts to your comfort level and fits discreetly under clothes.
So what are you waiting for? Call Allied Home Medical now, 1-800-230-6099.
You're
going to want to watch 7 a.m. on AMHQ.
This is a big weather morning.
The biggest weather hour anywhere. What you watch in the morning matters.
Let's get weather geeky this morning.
Make AMHQ your morning show. America's morning headquarters. Weekday mornings starting live at 7 Eastern on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 86 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Tonight, some clouds. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. Low 78. Tuesday, intervals of clouds and sunshine. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 87. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Tonight's scheduled programming will not be seen, so we can bring you essential severe weather coverage.
We're going to be with you all night long covering this severe weather threat.
Only on the Weather Channel.
This is our new turkey cranberry flatbread before we craft it into a sandwich. The tender, slow-roasted turkey, the zesty cranberry mostarda, the freshly baked flatbread, paired perfectly with our autumn squash soup. A delicious meal made just for you, only at Panera Bread.
It's a great day to try Panera Bread's Fuji Apple Chicken Salad.
Let's do a reality check. Kids will be kids. Dogs will be dogs. So let's get some paint that's more than just paint. Made to stand up to this and look beautiful for years. Let's lose the old marks and messes and stop new ones in their tracks. Let's worry-proof our walls. Let's do this. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot.
Bear Premium Plus with Easy Clean Finish starting at $25.97 a gallon.
When he first joined the Army, I was very nervous.
We didn't know what they would have him doing. But Bobby always had a plan.
With unmatched training in over 150 careers beyond the battlefield, there are over 150 surprising ways to become Army strong. Talk to your son or daughter about opportunities in the Army.
Heavy rain and fierce winds. You're braving this bad weather for a drive across town. After all, what's the harm? The answer to that hits you in a flash. Live power lines brought down by falling branches are sparking all around you, and you're sitting in a car made of metal. So do you think you'd know what to do? Would you? A, open the door and make a run for it as soon as possible. B, stay put and hunker down inside your car. Or C, climb through the window and onto the roof to signal for help. The right answer may shock you, but not as much as the wrong ones. So there you are. Inside your vehicle, living an electric nightmare. Do you think you could survive live power lines around your car? Your best bet? B, stay in your ride.
If you're in a car and you're touching down power lines, you want to stay in that vehicle until those power lines have been safely secured.
You're going to be safer in an enclosed area than you are trying to get out of the vehicle, touching metal, and potentially getting electrocuted.
Even if wires are not sparking, they could still be energized. Do not trust any wires to be dead. Wait until the utility service arrives and tells you that it is safe and that the wires have been de-energized.
All right, so there you have it. Let's talk about the storms now. We start with a look at tornado watches that are currently in effect. St. Louis area, parts of western Kentucky, southern Illinois, southeastern Missouri. You go until 7 o'clock. We've got 9 o'clock p.m. for much of the state of Mississippi, also western Tennessee, a little bit of Arkansas included, until 10 o'clock for the New Orleans area, and then until 7 o'clock for Houston, southwestern parts of the state of Louisiana. Take a look at all of these thunderstorms. Severe warnings all the way from, say, north central Mississippi all the way down towards the Gulf Coast, and we're going to continue to monitor these. Dave.
All right, thanks a lot, Alex. That is some storm in the middle of the country. Big spin.
A lot of action on there.
Thanks a lot. Well, this line of dangerous storms is sweeping across the south, as we just saw, and the Weather Channel's Dave Malkoff joins us now live from Nashville.
Dave? Hey, Dave, you saw how this storm was pushing through the western part of this very long state through the Memphis area right now, where NWS has some reports of light damage, but it should get here to Music City on the western counties at about 7 p.m. Central Time, and then right on top of us at about 9 p.m. As we pull out, you can see these flags are waving in the wind, and every once in a while it waves even more. There could be some sporadic tornadoes around this area. It could spawn. We've seen this storm in other places in the country spawn this earlier today. But the real danger here in Music City, in Nashville, is the water. Just last month, they had a very, very dry September. And then they go into October, and they have a very, very wet October already. 5 inches of rain so far right here at the airport in Nashville. We've got a couple of rivers, the Cumberland River behind me, and those rivers are not expected to crest, but with all that water coming down, they are on standby to make sure that that flooding doesn't happen. The last major flooding happened in 2010.
When your house loses power, it can be tough for your family. But not if your family has a Kohler generator. Restores power automatically in as little as 10 seconds and is backed by a 5-year limited warranty. Kohler generators. Keep your family flowing.
When the power goes out, you'll go on. Contact your Kohler Generators dealer today.
It's Monday, a brand new start with CenturyLink's visionary cloud infrastructure and custom communication solutions. Your business is more reliable, secure, and agile. CenturyLink, your link to what's next.
So I'm the one living with type 2 diabetes, and I've listened to the tips, the trends, and have you tried this? Now, I'm ready for someone to listen to me.
Welcome to FitToMe.com, your free custom fit diabetes support program that actually listens to you. Start building your Fit to Me program today using key areas of diabetes management. Let's start with food. Mexican? Asian?
Italian.
Want recipes that reduce calories or carbs? Which activity feels more like you? Cardio or couch curls? Choose a digital coach, tough love, or a gentle nudge. You can even get a toolkit with treatment options to discuss with your doctor. Fit to Me also inspires you through games and team challenges.
So what kind of plan will I stick with? My plan.
Get your plan. Go to FitToMe.com and enter code CAN to get started.
So, you're saying you'll give me my credit score for free? Right. Now you're going to ask for my credit card so you can charge me on the down low 2 weeks later. Look, Credit Karma.
Are you talking to websites again?
This website says free credit scores.
Oh, Credit Karma. Yeah, it's really free. Look, you don't even have to put in your credit card information. What? Huh. Credit Karma. Really free credit scores. Really free.
Credit Karma, I love you.
This week on America's Morning Headquarters, going green sounds great, but can you do it and stay high-tech? Gadget guru Jen Jolly shows us the tools we need to go eco and tech.
Your 16-year-old daughter studied day and night for a driver's test. Secretly inside, you hope she wouldn't pass. The thought of your baby girl driving around all by herself was... You just weren't ready. But she did pass, because she's your baby girl. And now you're proud. A bundle of nerves proud, but proud.
Get a discount when you add a newly licensed teen to your Liberty Mutual insurance policy. Call 1-844-542-3781 to learn about our whole range of life event discounts. Newlywed discount, new college graduate, and retiree discounts. You could even get a discount when you add a car. Call Liberty Mutual for a free quote today at 1-844-542-3781. See car insurance in a whole new light. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
656. Or go to HumanaBigBook.com. The savings are too big to miss.
7 a.m. on AMHQ.
Let's get you in front of today's weather.
The biggest weather hour anywhere.
What a gorgeous start.
Weekday mornings on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 87 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Tonight, some clouds. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. Low 78. Tuesday, intervals of clouds and sunshine. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 87. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Tropical Storm Gonzalo is going to be Hurricane Gonzalo, and perhaps before the day is out. Good to see you, my friend. I'm Dave Schwartz. It's your 20 after the hour tropical update. Now, where is this thing and where's it going? That's the big question. You know, a hurricane, where is it going to have impact? Well, in the short term, there it is over the northeast Caribbean islands, Montserrat, St. Martin, other of those, and it's heading toward the Virgin Islands and toward Puerto Rico. But the good news is it's going to miss a direct hit on Puerto Rico. Nevertheless, there is a hurricane watch for Puerto Rico, Vieques, and the U.S. Virgin Islands, and a hurricane watch for the British Virgin Islands. So the thinking is that this is where the tropical storm is right now. The thinking is the motion is going to take it that way, and will just be skirted here in Puerto Rico and Vieques and down here, but closer out there, especially Anegada. Do you know that island out there, the northeastern British Virgin Islands? They could really take a hit there. Look at that. What a beautiful, impressive radar view here of this tropical storm. Obviously, an eye is going, and that is moving toward the northeast. Anguilla about to get hit by the wall of this thing with the strongest winds. So if you're watching from Anguilla, the weather will only get worse over the next couple of hours. Then it may improve as you get into the center of circulation, get worse again. Now, Puerto Rico, you're windy right now. Winds gusting to 30 miles an hour at San Juan, but it's a beautiful day. Scattered showers increasing later on today and tonight. The weather will go downhill. Winds could gust 35 to 40 miles an hour here in San Juan, and out towards Ceiba on the east side of the island, well, there could also be some strong winds. Virgin Islands getting peppered by these strong, gusty showers blowing from east to west. So there you have it. That's the direct hit right here. That direct impacts will be felt here. Marginal impacts the further west you go. That's the only show in town in the Atlantic Basin, at least so far. There's a look at the Dominican Republic. Just a few showers for the northern coast of there, of that island. And then where does this thing go? Well, it's going to bring its heavy rains. The next island in line after tomorrow could be Bermuda. Take a look at the track, huh? Curving to the north, away from the islands, away, no problems here in the Bahamas or the United States. Bermuda could get some kind of hit by a hurricane, and perhaps a significant one by early this weekend. We'll be on top of it. That is your tropical update. Meanwhile, stateside, there's all kinds of stuff coming down from the sky. Alex has that story.
You're right, Dave, because look at this video from the small town of Coldwater, Kansas. It's in southwest Kansas, southwest of Wichita, I should say. Lots of hail coming down there in Coldwater. Coldwater, you can hear it as it hits the buildings, the cars, and the pavement in the area. And we are watching this severe thunderstorm outbreak as we speak. Hail, damaging winds, and tornadoes all possible. Cold front, you can see that, and right along that front, we are seeing those storms race off towards the east. Moisture flowing out of the Gulf of Mexico and the Atlantic, one of the factors that helps to cause or allow those storms to be strong. As we look up towards the St. Louis metro area, that's where we've got 2 tornado warnings. The first for Bollinger, Cape Girardeau, and Perry counties. This goes until 2:45 Central Time. So if you're in Apple Creek, in Oak Ridge, or in Scopus, you want to get to that lowest level, most interior room. As we look at the radar picture, you can see we time this out. Brazeau, you've got this storm right on your doorstep at 2:42. Apple Creek, it's earlier than that. You're looking at 2:33. And for Oak Ridge, you are running out of time to prepare. So again, get to that lowest level, most interior room. Around the Litchfield area in Macoupin and Montgomery counties, we also have a tornado warning currently in effect. This one goes until 2:45 Central Time. This storm is moving off towards the north and east. So if you live in those areas, again, lowest level, most interior room of your house. As we get down towards the southern part of this line of storms, you can see just littered with severe thunderstorm warnings. So let's time things out as we go through the remainder of today. You can see those thunderstorms continue to race off towards the east, 5 p.m. to 6 a.m. through much of Alabama, then getting into the early morning hours and through lunchtime for places into Georgia, upstate of South Carolina, western North Carolina, Tennessee, parts of Virginia, Kentucky, and then eventually working into West Virginia later tomorrow. Dave.
If a tornado warning pops up and you're in an office building, go directly to an enclosed windowless area in the center of the building on the lowest floor possible. Interior stairwells are usually good places to take shelter. Also, stay off of elevators. You could be trapped in them if the power is lost.
Hey, so I'm looking at my bill and my FICO credit score is on here.
We give you your FICO score each month for free.
Awesome sauce.
Wow. The only person I know that says that is Lisa.
Julie?
At Discover, we treat you like you'd treat you. Get the IT card and see your FICO credit score.
It was the best day. It was the best day. It was the best day. It was the best day because of you.
We make a great pair.
Huh?
Progressive and the great outdoors. We make a great pair.
Right, totally. That's what I was thinking.
Covering the things that make the outdoors great. Now that's Progressive. Call or click today.
How do you become the best at what you do? You focus. You work hard. You believe in reaching your dreams. That's how America's always done it. And that's how AAG has become America's leading reverse mortgage lender. It's all we do. And we're working to help the next generation of retirees enjoy the life they've worked so hard for. Find out how a reverse mortgage with AAG can fund your retirement.
Call 1-800-791-2075 now for your free information kit, including a complete reverse mortgage guide and DVD, personal stories from people like you, and a helpful family guide for your children and loved ones. Call 1-800-791-2075 to get your free info kit today.
A reverse mortgage is the way to turn your home's equity into cash you can use to eliminate your existing mortgage, pay some bills, or simply fund a longer, safer retirement for you and your family.
Call 1-800-791-2075 today to get your free AAG reverse mortgage information kit and bonus DVD.
In the kits, you'll receive a helpful 3-part guide. The first will show you how a government-insured reverse mortgage allows you to access the equity in your home as tax-free cash. 500,000 people have already done it. The second booklet contains stories told by people just like you who've had their lives changed forever using a reverse mortgage. And the third guide is full of helpful answers and information for children and loved ones. You've worked hard. You've made plans. Now it's time to talk to the people who will work hard for you to help make those plans come true.
Call 1-800-791-2075 now for your free no-obligation guide.
Discover the new reverse mortgage for a better retirement. And find out why more people trust AAG than any other reverse mortgage lender.
Call 1-800-791-2075 today. 1-800-791-2075.
AAG, the best advice for a better life.
Call 1-800-791-2075.
It's just freaking me out.
If you missed this Sunday night on the Weather Channel,
this is crazy.
You'll never know how twisted weather can be.
Is it real? Yeah, it's real.
Wicked Weather Sundays with strangest weather on Earth and American Supernatural. Every Sunday night at 9, only on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 87 degrees, under partly cloudy skies. Tonight, some clouds. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. Low 78. Tuesday, intervals of clouds and sunshine. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 87. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Every Sunday, a new tale of weather legend. American Supernatural, Sunday nights at 10 on the Weather Channel.
We have new video coming into the Weather Channel from Monroe, Louisiana. We've been talking to a lot of people on the phone who've been saying a lot of trees are down. Here is the proof. A lot of tree and other debris just littered across this yard or area around a business, but you can imagine a lot of cleanup ahead.
Lots of wind out there. You know, somebody said they saw a tornado here. There was a lot of power outages, but even just the winds across the middle of the country, they are blowing.
Exactly. So
right
it doesn't take a tornado to cause damage around your home, cause power outages. So if this line of storms is headed your way, make sure everything's secured around your house. I know Halloween also coming up. A lot of people have decorations, things out in the yard. You don't want those to be able to become fly
around and become missiles, right?
Exactly.
Well, we're tracking this major storm that's been spinning off tornado warnings left and right all day long. You're watching Weather Center Live, and we're glad to have you today. I'm Dave Schwartz.
And I'm Alex Wilson. You know, it all started yesterday in the plains. It's going to continue all the way until Wednesday.
Let's take a look at St. Louis. It is cloudy. That's the arch. We're looking out over the city. There was a report northeast of St. Louis about an hour and a half ago of a tornado in Shiloh, Illinois. That severe weather is moving northeast, and things are looking better here in St. Louis. As we track this deadly October severe outbreak, a tree fell onto a home in Arkansas, killing a man inside.
Meteorologist Mike Seidel is there in the town of Ashdown, and he joins us now live.
Hello, Alex and Dave. We're out here about a 25 to 30-minute ride up from Texarkana. You go north, and then you go a little bit to the west. We're here in Arkansas, where they had the showers and thunderstorms rolling through this morning. Some of those were severe. We had numerous severe thunderstorm warnings. We also had a tornado watch out. Now, we didn't have a tornado warning with this one. Let's talk to Bill Parker, the warning coordination meteorologist with the National Weather Service here in nearby Shreveport. And you've been out with your co-workers surveying Little River County. And what have you seen? What do you think so far as the damage is concerned?
Well, we've confirmed that it is a tornado that came through this area near Arden, which is in Little River County. It was associated with a squall line that moved through this area, and we had a little spin up here that produced, we think, an EF2 tornado.
And as far as the rating on the tornado right now, are you on the EF1 area, EF0?
EF1 to EF2.
EF1 to EF2.
Yes, EF1 to EF2. I'm thinking it's probably going to be EF2.
And as far as the house across the street where we had the fatality and the 4 injuries, is that what pushed it up to an EF2, or is it somewhere else in the county?
Yeah, this is the primary point. This is where we believe we had the maximum winds associated with this tornado. It was a double wide mobile home that was completely destroyed, and with most of the damage that we're seeing associated with that damage and the damage to this house right behind us, we're calling that minimum EF2.
Okay. Bill Parker, thanks for joining us. National Weather Service Warning Coordination Meteorologist from nearby Shreveport, Louisiana. And Dave and Alex are getting some of those cold core wraparound showers right now here in the area north of Texarkana, but the severe threat has moved well off to the east. Guys, back to you.
And Mike, it looks like that cold front out there in northeast Texas is going to be moving through your area. That should clear the skies out tonight. Thanks for that report. Well, storm specialist Dr. Greg Postel joins us now. He is live in the lab.
That's right. Dr. Postel, busy afternoon to say the least. You've got warnings galore.
Yeah, we do. Alex and Dave, thank you guys very much. Let's now go over to Mississippi and Alabama, where we're starting to see a lot of storms break out ahead of the main line, which we've been tracking all day. It's had a history, this line of producing severe weather. And you can see that on the left part of your screen right in here. This is a line of thunderstorms that's got all kinds of severe thunderstorm warnings with it. I'll get to some of those, with the hazard of high winds in excess of 60 miles per hour, which can do damage not only to trees, but also to some structures. And you can see it kind of lined up inside of there. Right now, inside of that line, there aren't any tornado warnings, but so what? It's got some damage potential with it. But I'm going to look now out ahead of this line, because this is an area that's also concerning me, with the possibility of these isolated storms perhaps growing and becoming tornadic as we move through the afternoon. Right now, we do have this severe thunderstorm warning for Winston County in Mississippi until 3 o'clock. The primary hazard would be high winds and hail. But let's go to a high definition look at this thing. And these are thunderstorms all across the region, and you notice you can pick up each one of them kind of has, you know, the sign of a little bit of a hook in there, and that suggests to me that these are supercells that haven't yet grown real tall and lasted really too long. But you can look inside, for example, in a couple of these. This one just south of Louisville, Mississippi, and the storm relative shows you a really tight rotation just north of Noxapater, and I've been watching this storm all along, wondering if it is going to get tornado warned on. I don't know if that's the case, but I can tell you this is a supercell with pretty strong rotation moving fairly quickly on off toward the northeast. Now I'm going to look at a normalized rotation value in there and show you that the rotation, if you do some inside analysis, suggests that it is there, but not super strong, and that's good news. But guys, the idea is that these isolated storms in parts of eastern and central Mississippi could become tornadic later on this afternoon as the instability in the area increases and these thunderstorms get bigger. Let's now look at parts of southern Missouri. This is now just to the south of St. Louis, actually north of Cape Girardeau as well, where we have a tornado warning. This is actually following a storm that we know produced a tornado maybe an hour and a half ago near Shiloh, Missouri. Actually, no, that's not it. Sorry, wrong storm. Time out. This is a tornado warning for Cape Girardeau and Perry in Missouri. This is not the Illinois storm. This is a Missouri storm. This is until 2:45 p.m. Central Time, moving north. And I can tell you, looking at this thing inside, you get the sense that there's the bow echo right in there. And I'm going to do a little analysis to see if I can find rotation there, because you might look at some of these reflectivities and think, this doesn't look like a classic supercell, right? But you have to look inside of these storms and look inside of the storm relative velocities to see if indeed there is a rotation. And I'll tell you what, there is a broad rotation in here near Appleton, Missouri, near just south of Longtown. But to me, this does not look like it's producing a tornado now, but it might well very quickly spin up without warning. So you have to be very careful of these storms as they move on off toward the north at about 40 miles per hour. These are the locations that will likely be impacted by this storm all the way through 3:10 p.m. local time. Let's move on now toward the next step of radars here. We're going up to the north here in part of Illinois. These storms are no longer warned on. That's good news, but they're probably producing some strong winds as they move through Litchfield, for example, Taylorville, Witt. Be on the lookout for some strong gusty winds over 50 miles per hour with that. Now let's move on now farther and get the bigger picture and show you what's causing all of this. Guys, this is so cool. This is water vapor imagery, and you can see very potent upper level circulation right in here. Very powerful low pressure. It is absolutely uncorking the atmosphere out ahead of it, ripping it open like a can. And what we're seeing is a lot of lift out ahead of it and helping to sustain that squall line as it races across the south. And I do want to point out that we're continuing to see this moist flow out of the Gulf of Mexico in Mississippi and Alabama. That moist flow is riding underneath a strong jet stream, so the atmosphere is getting more and more unstable. And with the strong jet stream winds aloft right out in this region, guys, watch out for the possibility of sustained discrete storms out ahead of that line that could become tornadic. Alex and Dave, back to you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Postel. You know, this October severe weather outbreak has left nearly 100,000 people without power. We just got off the phone with several power companies, and here are the latest numbers. Over 38,000 people in Texas without service. That number is over 8,000 in Arkansas, over 50,000 in the state of Louisiana. We're going to continue to get updates on this throughout the extended coverage both this afternoon and this evening.
Now, when a tornado warning pops up in your county, keep this in mind. If you're in a mobile home, very simply get out. Most tornadoes can destroy even tied down mobile homes. Get to the nearest sturdy building.
Currently in our area, 87 degrees, under partly cloudy skies. Tonight, some clouds. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. Low 78. Tuesday, intervals of clouds and sunshine. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 87. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Let's do a reality check. Kids will be kids. Dogs will be dogs. So let's get some paint that's more than just paint. Made to stand up to this and look beautiful for years. Let's lose the old marks and messes and stop new ones in their tracks. Let's worry-proof our walls. Let's do this. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot.
Bear Premium Plus with Easy Clean Finish starting at $25.97 a gallon.
Making jackets that are built to perform anywhere is hard work. And at LL Bean, we take our job very seriously. Guaranteed quality, no matter what you're up against. From LL Bean.
With breath-freshening, cooling crystals. Icebreakers.
Great. This is the last thing I need.
Seriously? The last thing you need is some guy giving you a new catalytic converter when all you got is a loose gas cap. Let's take this puppy over to Midas and get you some of that good old Midas touch. You know what? I'll drive. I really didn't think this through.
Get the Midas Touch maintenance package, including an oil change, for only $24.99. And here's the deal. Use your Midas credit card and get a rebate of $25. Oil, tires, brakes, everything. Trust the Midas Touch.
Sir, we're loaded and getting ready to go. We're going to need you on the runway.
Don't let a severe cold hold you back.
Sir?
Theraflu starts to get to work in your body in just 5 minutes. Theraflu breaks you free from your worst cold and flu symptoms. Theraflu, serious power.
I've always seen No-No on TV, and I always wondered if it worked. And it definitely, I can see what everybody talks about now.
It's not a razor. It's not a laser. It's No-No from Radiancy, the #1 hair removal system in the world.
It's absolutely no pain.
Can't believe the difference, how it's almost hair-free.
No-No gives you no hair with no pain.
Well, I saw it on TV and they said it was painless, right? I didn't really believe it, but now that I'm trying it, it feels completely painless.
And now, No-No is better than ever. Introducing the new No Pro. It's up to 35% more powerful. Imagine never having to shave again.
I like a close shave. Absolutely. And this is better than that. I mean, it's gone.
No more facial hair. No more embarrassment.
I've always been self-conscious of my hairline, so putting my hair back, this will be perfect for me.
And for that man in your life, there's No for him too.
It looks like just like you've got a fresh wax, but like you don't have to go through all the pain.
Call now and we'll send you the cordless No Pro in your choice of colors. Featuring an LCD display, it comes with up to 5 treatment levels. Plus, we'll include everything you need to get rid of your unwanted hair. A set of thermocon tips, specially designed for your face and body. A buffer pad to exfoliate and polish your skin. Plus, act now and we'll send you the No travel case as a free gift. And get this, you can try No risk-free for not 30 days, but 60 days with our triple guarantee. If you are not 100% satisfied, return it and we'll refund the purchase price, refund the shipping, and even pay the return postage. Try No risk-free today.
I need to get myself one of these right now. Absolutely.
For your 60-day trial, go to nonopro.com or call 1-800-955-2390. That's 1-800-955-2390.
We're into the fall now that is sometimes called second season for severe thunderstorms and tornadoes. Here's the situation. You might think really, though, that we're not very active here in October, November. The 57, 55 tornadoes compared to the April, May, June period that gets over 200 for the United States as a whole. But sometimes these fall months with the jet stream dipping into the Gulf of Mexico areas and the moisture coming in off the Gulf of Mexico, things can get pretty active. Now, the spring is very active because of all the activity that goes on in the central part of the U.S. Traditional tornado alley peaks in May. The Gulf Coast states that we sometimes call Dixie Alley, a little bit more spread out March, April, and May. But notice how in red here, the Gulf Coast states get a secondary peak pretty pronounced there in November that can get some tornado outbreaks. Oklahoma, for example, gets a secondary peak, although a bit of a weak one, there in October. So all told, though, look at the number of some of these huge outbreaks that occur. Here in 1992, 105 tornadoes in that, about twice the monthly average, and all 5 of these in November and the one here in October are in the top 50 largest outbreaks for any month in the United States. So while they don't happen every day or even every year, we can get some big tornado outbreaks, and we certainly could be getting a lot of damaging winds in severe thunderstorm outbreaks, even if they don't make these top tornado listings. Stay safe. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Forbes. I want to talk you through the radar right now because we have a tornado warning. This just off to the west of Carbondale, Illinois, Jackson and Perry counties. Those in the state of Missouri included within this one. You can see Oak Ridge. You are in the path of this storm. Fountain Bluff, you're up next, 2:48 Central Time. We expect this storm to be over you. And then we've got Kincaid and Ava as well, Matthews Junction. And then actually off towards the southwest is that other warning that does include the Oak Ridge area. We've got severe thunderstorm warnings in play for the area as well. So things are really lighting up around that region. Off to the south, plenty of severe thunderstorm warnings to go around. This one off towards the west of Jackson, Mississippi. Hines, Madison, and Yazoo counties included, including the city of Clinton. This one goes until 3 o'clock. Got to watch for damaging wind gusts, the chance of hail, and very heavy rainfall that could cause some localized flooding.
And Jackson, Tennessee, getting a gust of 51 miles an hour right now. Well, time for a look at today's top 5 videos, the best video from around the world, and we are bringing it to you.
Let's start with number 5. We've got severe thunderstorms across southwest Kansas last night. People were running for cover. Hail pounded the pavement, and those storms primarily brought hail to the southwest portion of the state of Kansas.
Over 100 severe weather reports just yesterday.
And we'll be waiting on those today, too, because it does not end here.
Now, this is caused by a lightning strike here. This fire in Longview, Texas. An oil well lit up. And 2 other fires also this morning. You can see the plumes of smoke rising up. No injuries were reported.
Number 3, a suspected tornado this morning in Ashdown, Arkansas, left 1 person dead, 3 others injured as that possible tornado ripped through the town. You can see debris littered across this field where perhaps structures once stood.
National Weather Service said that was an EF2. Well, giant waves from Tropical Storm Vong Vong. This is yesterday as the typhoon slammed into Okinawa.
Yeah, we've got more video of Vong Fong for your #1 spot. This is in Okinawa as huge waves jumped over that wall, came crashing down onto a viewing area. Love to see that that viewing area is now empty.
Yeah, it looks like a performance space of some sort, and Mother Nature certainly is obliging.
It is. Hey, we'd love to see your photos, videos. You can upload them anytime at weather.com/photos.
Now, regarding severe weather, if you find yourself in the middle of the storm, there are some things you should keep in mind. We're trying to keep you weather ready if you're in a tornado-warned area.
If you are and you're in a vehicle, you want to seek shelter in a sturdy building. Avoid shelter under bridges. And if you can, drive out of that tornado path by moving at right angles to the tornado-warned storm.
We'll have a look at the latest severe weather on Live Radar next.
What are you doing?
The dishes are clean. Just gotta scrape the rest of the food off them.
Ew. How's that cleaned?
Dish issues? Quiet them with Cascade Platinum. It powers through your toughest messes better than the competition. The first time.
Clean.
Stop it.
Cascade. Now that's clean.
When he first joined the Army, I was very nervous.
We didn't know what they would have him doing. But Bobby always had a plan.
With unmatched training in over 150 careers beyond the battlefield, there are over 150 surprising ways to become Army strong. Talk to your son or daughter about opportunities in the Army.
You're going to want to watch 7 a.m. on AMHQ.
This is a big weather morning.
The biggest weather hour anywhere. What you watch in the morning matters.
If you're weather geeky this morning,
make AMHQ